Blog Talk Radio.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all.
Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed, into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with Zelda Speaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, The Female Solution, Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure and send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moment tip of the day. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of Mindfulness on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Well, Grand Rising. Thank you for listening in to the Female Solution. I'm Naima Latif, and this morning we are going to begin the first of our Monday morning video blogs in this 30 minutes before you hear from our Monday host, Zelda Speaks. And we want you to listen in and chime in and call in at 515-605-9325. We're going to give you an opportunity to get a snapshot of our weekly lineup as we prepare for another exciting week of motivation, inspiration, education, and most of all, transformation. This is our mission, and you are a very vital part of that process. Now, if you have been a listener on our switchboard, in a moment, make sure we've got this in front of us. you should have received your copy of On Air magazine. And this edition has on it our own TV's Judge Joe Brown. And we had a number of very intense interviews with Judge Brown. We want you to go back into the archives. We had a series on the Thursday show, Let's Talk About It with Maika. And he also joined us for a session on our American Muslim 360 channel, the Thursday Parenting and Family Reconstruction Learning Lab. And he shared a lot of information. And on your digital copy, you can tap on the link after the article and hear those interviews. So we want you to share in the wisdom that Judge Joe Brown shared with us. So On Air magazine successfully launched and sent out all across the nation and now going across the world as we send it out to those that we have connected to over the past year in various countries from our travels, South Korea and Japan and China, and our interaction with women from the continent of Africa who came here seeking business connections from Kenya, from Nigeria, from the Cameroon. We had so many connections across the world. Women from India that we interviewed while they're at the International Peace Summit in South Korea. Women from Greece, women from Turkey. So we have connected all across the globe. And now On Air magazine not only keeps us informed and inspired, but also keeps us connected to a global objective, which is the transformation of humanity. And so we bring you those stories of those people who are presenting solutions. And with our publisher's premier message, there is a solution. Let's figure it out. This is what we do every morning on the Female Solution Radio Show. We figure out what is the solution to the problem. And every single day we bring you people and individuals with organizations who have created solutions. So today we're going to take a look at another disturbing situation. And it's more than just looking at why this keeps happening. There's a pathology in our nation that has to be healed. And we can't put the burden on those who are experiencing the abuse. The responsibility for changing this broken relationship is on those who have something inside of them that keeps them from being able to treat people as they would like to be treated. There was a video that went viral of two men being arrested at a Starbucks. What were they doing? Just sitting there. What, drinking coffee while black? Is that a new crime now? Well, we need to be able to just go to places and relax without fear of being publicly humiliated. That is our right as human beings. And those who violate that right under the excuse of law enforcement have an illness inside of them that has to be addressed by them. Last week we had a wonderful healing session on Maika's show, a tapping session in which you had an opportunity to go within and see what pain you're still holding on to. Well, much of the people who are now operating under positions of authority, such as law enforcement, they have pain that they have not addressed in their lives. And if you've grown up in a home where you have perhaps been verbally abused, you've been physically abused, you've been made to feel inadequate, then you're going to be an individual that becomes a bully. Because bullies are people who don't feel good about themselves and they think they can feel better about themselves if they mistreat other people. That's what a bully does. And usually you will find children who beat up other smaller, weaker children are children who are beat up in their own homes by older siblings or even parents who don't have the parenting skills to give love. So they take out their sense of inadequacy on a small child who can't fight back. And that small child becomes the adult who then picks on other people who are defenseless. So when people have that inside of them, and then they take on a job like law enforcement, a job which is a public trust, and they have that sickness inside of them, then they become the bullies that terrorize us. And when that happens, our society is not safe. The people are not safe. So we have to look at it for what it is and not keep making excuses or making those who've been victimized by such people the criminal. We have to see the sickness where it exists. And we know in this country, there are people who came from Europe out of a culture of abuse. People abuse children. People force children into labor. And you read some of the old British literature, the cruelty coming out of that culture. These are the people who populated this continent. And they brought with them that sickness of having been abused. So those of us who were forcibly transported here became the object of their abuse as they dealt with their own sense of inadequacy as human beings. The slave system was one of the most brutal demonstrations of sick people brutalizing other people who they had rendered defenseless by separating them from their families, their homeland, forcing them to speak a language they had not been taught, and keeping them from being able to escape, and then forced to work at gunpoint. But what's in the heart of a person who can do that? Self-hatred, self-loathing. When you don't feel good about yourself, then you can't see the humanity in others. Now, all of this was built around an economic system. But the fact of the matter is, people who are able to be cruel to others have a self-hatred that they are expressing by their bullying behavior. This is the human side of this malady. And this is what we keep seeing manifested in those who have jobs in law enforcement. There is a fear factor, and much of it has to do with the belief that those who have been abused will one day retaliate. So there is that motivation, reinforced by images in the media of these very fierce, criminal, probably armed black men. Some of the greatest fears that others may have come off of the fantasy that they see on television that doesn't even exist. And yet they respond to it. Well, it's not our responsibility to change their thought. It's their responsibility to change their thought. It's their responsibility to heal what is inside of them that makes them brutalize others and hide behind a badge and a uniform. Let's call it for what it is so we can heal the sickness. Because we need to be safe. And if we're going to hire people, which is what we as taxpayers do, if we're going to hire people to ensure that others are following the rules that keep our society orderly, then those people must be emotionally well. And if they have thoughts that are magnified by their own sense of inadequacy, their own fears, if they have thoughts that a particular group of people are dangerous, then they cannot perform that job because they are going to overreact and brutalize innocent people because of the sickness inside of them.
This is what we have to eradicate. And we have to eradicate it not by blaming those who have been the target of abuse. We have to stop teaching our children that they have to conform and put at ease people who have a sickness. This world does not belong to any race of people, any culture, any religion. This world is given to us for free by our Creator for us to share, for us to learn how to cooperate. And no one group or entity has a right to control another or withhold from another what is rightfully all of ours to share. That's a philosophy we must teach our children. So if anyone is violating that principle, then those who are violating that principle are the ones who need correction, not the people that they are abusing. So our responsibility is to have enough self-love to stand up when people are mistreating us and not think, well, what did I do? When you know you did nothing. But what is hurting them that makes them unable to treat me as the human being that I am? This is an opportunity for us to change our thinking from the victim mode and out of the anger mode. Because part of that anger that we hold is a fear that perhaps we're not worthy of good treatment. And when you hold that fear, then you can't properly address what is broken inside of the other person. You can't adequately address the fact that they are violating a higher spiritual law because of something that was misshapen inside of them. And then you can't hold a society to that standard that everyone must follow in order for us to have a peaceful society. So in On Air Magazine, we are sharing with you some of the upcoming activities that foster better relations. Certainly the upcoming Peace March in Chicago on Saturday, April 28th, sponsored by the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light organization. And we share with you President Barack Obama and his plans for a presidential center here in Chicago that is going to be a source of learning and inspiration for young people. And we also share some of the concerns of those who want to make sure that this new structure actually brings the economic renewal that this area of the city needs. We share with you Judge Joe Brown and his vision for raising young men to manhood and correcting much of the wrong treatment that young men receive by those who, well-meaning but not understanding that boys really are different than girls. And we label many of our boys as bad simply because they have a high energy that is necessary for them as males to express. We need to help them express it in positive ways. And we share with you the inspiration of a local businessman, Reverend Leon Finney, whose family started a chain of restaurants that became well known. And when actor Denzel Washington visited Chicago recently and couldn't find Leon's barbecue, he's like, where's Leon's? And that inspired him to reopen his restaurant. And it was a grand event. And of course, it was an opportunity for a man who has many talents to provide another avenue to create employment in the area where the President Obama Center will be held and perhaps attract many tourists to our great city. And we also share with you the hope and the vision of the international peace advocate, Chairman Man Hee Lee, who is head of the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light organization that sponsors and conducts a massive peace conference every year in Seoul, South Korea. And this latest third anniversary of the WARP Summit, which is the World Alliance of Religion Peace Conference, involves many religious groups, all sects, denominations, nationalities, many religions that come together for the common cause of world peace. And so the Chicago director, Shin-Suk Kim, is preparing the U.S. for his visit, and he will be coming to Chicago June 7th and meeting with major religious leaders to strengthen the bond of those of like minds. And of course, we also share our words when it comes to the truth that was revealed to us in that very important interview with Judge Joe Brown, who has insight as to the truth about the killing of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And as we recently commemorated that period of time, that very traumatic experience in our nation's history, the 50-year anniversary, we face the reality that we're living in a nation where there are those in positions of authority in government that plot the murder of citizens. And we've got to face that truth. There is a sickness inside of people that makes them fear loss of control and power. And as a result of their fear, when a man such as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. brings a teaching of nonviolence in order to change wrong treatment of people, they saw it as a threat. And the man who did a life sentence and died in prison, James Earl Ray, was not the assassin. It was, in fact, a very organized FBI constructed murder. Let's look at the individuals, most of whom are dead, that committed this crime. Let's examine how it happens that government officials plot assassinations. I'm reminded of that scene in The Godfather in which Michael Corleone said to his wife, when he said to her, "My father is just like any powerful man, any senator or congressman," and his wife, Kay, said, "With Michael, senators and congressmen, how naive are you? Citizens and congressmen don't have people killed." And he looked at her and said, "Now who's being naive, Kay?" Of course, it's a horrible reality. But just as we have individuals operating on our police force that kill out of their own sickness, their own fears, we've got people in government positions, and we have to acknowledge what's inside the human being so that we don't put people who have that sickness inside of them in positions of authority. That's our responsibility as a collective body, to face the truth of all of us. Who are we? What are we doing? Well, we also share with you the wonderful works of our dear sister Asada, who has organized those literary visionaries who are telling their stories and removing many of the misconceptions about a group of people and the Black experience. The Soulful Chicago Book Fairs have exposed many of our writers who are telling our story and helping the world appreciate the rich culture and heritage and our stories of triumph. And they're inspirational. And so we want to continue to inspire the world with our stories of victory and not victimhood. And lastly, we share with you the wonderful organization Books Over Balls. This is a group of men who are inspiring our youth with an opportunity to use their skills to enhance their athletic abilities and perhaps even have a professional career in sports. But they use the game of basketball as a draw to enable them to share more knowledge and wisdom. They bring in speakers, they have workshops, and they help these young men to ascend to great levels of academic achievement. And so we share their stories with us. So get your copy of On Air Magazine. The Female Solution team is right here on the back page, and you can go to the website and see the wonderful works that they do. And if you've got the digital copy, then you can tap right on the links and see all of the wonderful works our wonderful hosts are doing. They've got some great shows lined up for this week, and we want you to tune in every morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and then Saturdays, 12 noon to 2 p.m., and Sundays at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., all Central Time, to hear the Female Solution. And if you are part of our network, then you have received your digital copy. The printed copies will be at our newsstands, and if your organization would like to distribute this magazine, you can simply go to onaireverywhere.com/On-Air Weekly Magazine. And we are looking forward to presenting the On Air app to enable you to get to our daily shows quickly every morning at 7 a.m. and Saturdays at 12 noon and Sundays at 5 p.m. so that you can hear our hosts online. We've got some great shows ready for you this week. Today, of course, we're going to hear from Zelda Speaks and examine that seemingly racially motivated incident and what should have been the response of the black sergeant who is saying he stands by his officers. We've got to deconstruct the idea that it's okay to treat every black man as a probable criminal. And we've got to look at what sickness is in the hearts of those who continue to do this, even when it's another black person. We're all human beings worthy of the highest respect. Let's make that the standard by which we treat each other. On Tuesday, as always, we bring you our Voices of Enlightenment, and we're going to hear from Dorothy Lavelle, who's head of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, and some of the work that they're doing in transforming the image of those who are African American across the nation, presenting our views around the world, because every publication is now online, so that means we're all global, and that means we can tell the world our story. So we'll hear from her on Tuesdays, and then Wednesday, we've got a special new author that's telling a story of what it means to be thrown away. Throwaway, it's her new book. And we'll talk about the whole foster care system and what are the responsibilities when you're taking care of a child while the family who is in crisis seeks to heal itself. What does it feel like when you're that foster child? And how can we do better by our orphan children? Thursday, we're going to have more healing with Maika, and let's talk about it with Maika. And we take a look at some of those issues that need to be addressed and removed from our personal behavior. And as always, Friday, we've got Health and Wellness with Viata. And Saturday, we are going to be joining the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light and their meeting with religious representatives for another session on world peace. And join us Sunday. We're going to have one of the city's premier political strategists, Betty Magnus, giving us that civics lesson as we launch our political education classes right on Woman to Woman with Wanda Carter. So we want you to be right here with us. I'm your host, Naima Latif, on Wednesdays, and executive producer of the Female Solution 7 days a week, where we, the Global Transformers, bring enlightenment. So let's continue to shine the light as we hear from our Monday host, Zelda Speaks. Tune in for Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Call in 515-605-9325 and press 1 when you're ready to speak. Listen at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution. We'll be right back after this quick break. So we want you to stay with us and join in for Higher Learning. Zelda Speaks. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is John Alexander.
And I'm Naima Latif. Meet people like you who are making a positive difference in the world.
Big difference.
Watch us every day on The Media Connection at www.youtube.com/TheMediaConnectionTV.
YouTube it. We'll see you soon.
There are people who choose to make a positive difference in the world. Our job is to bring you their stories to motivate you to do the same. Join us each week, host John Alexander and Naima Latif, as we bring you the educators, entertainers, elected officials, religious leaders, and community activists whose works are transforming this world. Find out how you can make a difference too. Be inspired. Watch The Media Connection. Mondays at 5 p.m. and Tuesdays at 12 noon on Cable TV, Channel 19 in Chicago. In other cities, check your local cable listings.
You are tuned in to the Soulful Chicago Book Fair 2020 Vision Fundraising Campaign. That's right. You can support the vision of reviving Black literary excellence in this city by simply taking your $20 or more and donating it on our website. Visit www.soulfulchicagobookfair.com and click the Donate tab on our homepage, or give us a call at 646-359-6605, and we welcome you, helping us breathe literary life into the South Side of Chicago.
Oh, man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark.
Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456. and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
Hi, this is Beata, your holistic life coach. Every Friday morning, I'm on the Female Solution. I'm also blogging live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Soul Purpose Healing, where I help you get back into alignment with the Creator's love, compassion, and wisdom. On Sunday, you can call in at 215-383-5863 or go to www.blogtalkradio.com/soulpurposehealing. When I'm not doing spiritual adjustments on Blog Talk Radio, I'm helping clients reduce the stress in their lives with EFT, essential oils, and cost-saving health plans like AmeriPlan. AmeriPlan is a better way to save money on your health care expenses. There is more information on how to contact me at www.yourholisticlifecoach.com. Till then, stay in joy.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We are now a part of the online network of associated internet radio hosts, On Air. On Air is a fantastic global guide to uplifting and enlightening online shows spanning all 7 continents. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. You can participate in a conversation anywhere in the world with just a tap on your cell phone. Just go to onaireverywhere.com and tap the lines in the upper right-hand corner to get the days of the week. Tap the day of the week, then scroll down to your favorite host and tap the link to hear the show online. Or tap the phone number to call in and participate in the discussion. It's that simple. Go to onaireverywhere.com on your cell phone and hear the good news about our changing world from the global transformers. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Grand Rising, and that means good day to you. Here on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness, to start your week off with the Mindfulness Stress Relief Session. As you may well know, April is Stress Relief Month, as well as Diabetes Awareness Month, in which I am a recovered diabetic. That means that it no longer shows up in my blood, but I still have to watch what goes in my mouth so that I don't return to the state of being a diabetic. But today we're focusing on stress relief. And as our executive producer says, Naima Latif says, we are the channel station for inspiration, motivation, and most important, transformation. And let me digress just for a second here to say a very special thank you and happy birthday to happy belated birthday to our executive producer, Dr. Naima Latif. Yesterday was her birthday, and I spoke to her via text, and I forgot to mention happy birthday. So when you call in today, be sure and wish her a happy birthday. And I'll give you that number now so you can get a chance to write it down if you don't have it. And be sure and press 1 when you call. It's 515-605-9325. And be sure and wish her a happy birthday, okay? Today's topic, drinking coffee while black. There is a viral video going around the world with 2 African-American men who were arrested sitting in a Starbucks. Now, I cannot tell you how many times that I have went and sat in a Starbucks
restaurant. And I see people of all races, there's only one race, and that's the human race, but all different nationalities who are just sitting there on their cell phones, reading a book, looking at the wall, talking to each other, just sitting there, and no one ever says a thing to them. So why is it that we have this video going around about these two men, and this incident should have never happened? Well, as it turns out, it should have happened because it's a wake-up call. If you are listening online, we would love to have your comments this morning on this incident. Send your comments, questions, suggestions. You can join us Facebook Live at Zelda Speaks, as well as Twitter and Instagram. And we'll be having that conversation very shortly. But first, let me remind you that the trivia for today, if you can tell me what city that this incident took place in, you can be the winner of the Mindfulness Stress Relief 21-Day Home Practice Manual, Journal, or the Innovative Mindfulness Breakthrough System audio program. And why is this important that you have these prizes? Because in times like these, we need a source of information, motivation, education to help us with the transformation of the feelings that we are having, because I was livid when I saw this, and I had to calm myself and take some deep breaths, as we are about to do, and look at the underlying reason why this keeps happening, because this could have been your brother, uncle, nephew, in-law, father. It could have been anyone in your family, and you did not have to be black for it to happen to you. The world is going, as Grandma used to say, this world is going to hell with gasoline drawers on. So you know what that means, right? So what can we do to slow down the process of that analogy that I gave you? And for another public announcement, we're looking for health ambassadors for those who know people who are diabetics or diabetics themselves, and they want to earn extra money. We have opportunities available for you for diabetes reversal at diabeticdonut.com. And we're also looking for people who like to shop, that is, to make money on Amazon, which is $1 billion business at this point. And we have helped the organization, the Higher Learning Network, and it's for for-profits and nonprofits. And if you're interested in that information, it's at zeldaspeaks.com, and you simply click on training, and you'll see the information there. And be sure and set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6 p.m., Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19, and 24/7 on the World Wide Web, higherlearningnetwork.org. And you can always to the YouTube channel for the Higher Learning Network TV show and see all of the shows there as well. And now it is time for you and I to become quiet, to become still, and let us begin this day, as always, with a breathing exercise that will remind us of the goodness that is in this world despite the direction that it's headed. And we can head it in another direction. We can steer it off like a train going down a track. If we move the tracks, the train can't help but to follow. And we will do that with our minds this morning, with our spiritual reading, and then we will go into our Monday morning meditation. So let me begin with a reading from Inspirational Conversations with Shalomith Yisrael, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks. And it's taken from Naima's birthday, April 15th, and April 16th, 2 days. I'll read for you very briefly. It says, D-Day, Tax Day. Tax laws were made to benefit the wealthy, not the working class. If you pay more in taxes than you want to, you owe it to yourself to find an accountant who can help you eliminate or postpone those taxes, especially if you're single, a homeowner, or deeply in debt. Instead of looking for a second job, start a home-based business. That's the beginning of a whole new tax bracket. In order to acquire wealth, we must study money as we do everything else. One of the greatest risks in life is never taking a risk. Can't afford a tax accountant? Use your American Express card. You know, the one in the back of your wallet that says Chicago Public Library or whatever library of the city you're living in. Never prepare your taxes or your life without it. Why? Everything you could possibly need to know is in a book. There is no excuse not to know. Anything in life you need to know, especially with the internet. You don't even have to leave home. You always have everything you need at the tip of your finger. Yes, it's right there in your cell phone as you're listening now. That which is not at the library in a book is in the database of your mind. And all you have to do is use it. Inspirational Conversations with Shalom with Israel, a.k.a. Zelda Speaks, and that is taken from Volume 1. And now, as we prepare for some quiet time, let us become still. Sit up straight in your chair, feet flat on the floor, back erect, eyes closed, with nothing in your hands, nothing on your lap, nothing on your mind. And if you're lying down, that's okay too, because every Friday morning I listen to The Female Solution with Higher Health and Wellness with my sister, Vieta. And I lie in the bed so I don't get up and get busy, because once I'm up, it's over with. So if you're in the bed this morning, it's okay. But if you can, please sit up straight. And as I said earlier, nothing in your lap, nothing in your hands, hopefully nothing around your neck. And if you have on glasses, maybe you might want to take them off just so you don't feel the weight on your nose. Or even if you have a scarf or a hat on your head, you might want to remove that too, because we'll be doing a little neck exercise, and we don't want anything tight on the body. We want it to be loose and flowing and fluid. And as I said, we are focusing on nothing but the breath. Now, the mind will have a tendency to wander, and it's okay, because that's just what the mind does. And we can't control it, but we can focus it. So let us begin to focus on the breath. You're breathing. We will try and breathe through the nostrils and release through the nostrils. If not, breathe any way you can, as long as you can. And we will begin inhaling to the count of 6. Inhale deeply. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold it. And exhale to the count of 6. And you will count quietly to yourself, remembering to focus only on the breath. And as you are breathing, focusing on the breath, you will feel your chest inflate as you breathe in to the count of 6 and holding it. And as you breathe out, you will feel your stomach deflate as well. And as you continue breathing, know that you are at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And know that all really is well in your world, despite appearances. As we continue to breathe this morning, let us give thanks for the power of the breath. Each time that we breathe in the good that is in store for us today, just by breathing. What an awesome experience. And how is that awesome? Because someone somewhere does not have the freedom of breath. Someone somewhere may be living in an environment that is not conducive to healthy breathing. Look at our sisters and brothers in Syria and other countries, that when they inhale, they are inhaling toxins and poisons and life-threatening agents into the lungs that will never be repaired. Look at how gifted you are to breathe, and then to breathe in non-toxic materials. And if they are toxic materials, your lungs have filters. Your nose has filters. That's why there are all those little hairs in your nose to combat the germs and the particles in the air that can obstruct your breathing. Breathe in deeply to the count of 6. Hold it and exhale to the count of 6. Every time you breathe in, give thanks for that breath, because we never know when it will be our last. We give thanks for this breath that we breathe in and for the breath that we breathe out. Every inhale we take, we are inhaling the goodness of the day that awaits us as we experience the joy of breathing on our own. Someone somewhere needs help breathing, and they don't have it. And you have been blessed with the opportunity to breathe on your own. No trachea in your throat, no attachments to your lungs. As you breathe in, you give thanks. I am happy to be alive and to be breathing. As you breathe in all the good that awaits you today, you breathe it in and you give thanks. I am happy, I am healthy, I am whole and complete. 2 of the most powerful words in the universe, I am, and whatever you include behind those 2 words is exactly what you will get. If you believe it, you can achieve it and receive it. And stand clear on those thoughts, knowing that those are the thoughts that will vibrate in your body as your energy all day long. Inhale deeply, inhaling all the good that is in store for you today. Hold it and release, letting go and letting God. And as you inhale, giving thanks, holding it, and as you exhale, release all negativity. And this time, as you inhale, see each and every internal organ in your body, beginning with the lungs, the liver, the spleen, the spine, the pancreas. You are breathing and giving life to each and every organ in your body, reminding it of just how grateful, how thankful you are that it listens to the words that you give it, the breath that you breathe. It gives life and energy to each and every organ. And your organs are thanking you. They are continuing to work on your behalf. Over 100 million cells recycling and reverberating and giving you love and showing you that it is working with you as you breathe in, knowing that all really is well in your world just because you can breathe. Breathe in and give thanks. And as you exhale, release, let go, and let God. Inhale deeply, giving thanks. As you exhale, let go, let God. Release all negativity, all thoughts of lack, limitation, fear, injustice, anger, trials, and tribulation. Inhale all the good. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, release, let go, and let God. Repeat those words to yourself. And as you continue breathing in and breathing out, now as you breathe out, tilt your head forward to your chin, chin to chest, and slowly begin the process of moving your head to the left, still breathing in and out deeply, and slowly bringing your head around to the back. Slow down. You're moving way too fast. Slow down. Bring it around to the back. Still breathing. Inhale deeply. Hold it. Exhale. Slowly bring it around to the right. Slow down. A little bit too fast. Just getting to the right side. And now bringing your head forward. Slowly bringing it around to the middle. Chin to chest. Inhale deeply. And reverse, bringing your head around to the right. Slowly, just getting to the right. Moving too fast. Slow down. Inhale deeply. Slowly bringing the head around to the back. In very small increments. You should just be reaching the back. And slowly over to the left. Slowly, slowly. Inhale deeply. Slowly. And finally, bringing the head around to the right. To the front. Chin to chest. Head straight up. Look to your left. Eyes still closed. Back to the front. Look to the right. Eyes still closed. And inhale. Hold it. And exhale. And repeat to yourself. I am unique, am divine, I am one of a kind. I give thanks for the breath of life and the assignment in which I will complete today on my journey in this experience that we call life, that we give thanks for. And as you open your eyes, give thanks for that of sight, because someone, somewhere, cannot see what you see. Inhale deeply. And as we are about to bring you a very important message from our sponsors, we hope that you've enjoyed Monday morning mindfulness breathing session on the Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. And when we come back, we hope that you will join the conversation by calling 515-605-9325 or leave your comments or suggestions or thoughts at our social media page, Zelda Speaks, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And remember, when you call in, to press 1 to know that you'd like to speak. So stay close, and we'll be right back. And thanks for listening.
Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Light transcends culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Shin-Suk Kim of the HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
Hey, my name is Dolphin Norris. I'm with Life Builders United. You can reach us on lifebuildersunited.org. Our theme is to build families, to build community. Our philosophy is on a four-legged stool of self-sufficiency, and that is build where you live, grow what you eat, sew what you wear, and buy where you own. That ends slavery. Thank you.
Are you looking for a heating contractor? Are you tired of paying those high service charges? Or are you purchasing property and in need of a mechanical overview? If you answer yes to any of these questions, we have the solution for you. Call us at Miller's Heating and Cooling. We provide sales, service, repair, and installation of heating and air conditioning systems for residential and commercial customers. We provide affordable prices to fit your budget. If you mention this ad, you can receive a free estimate and free mechanical overview. So what are you waiting for? Call us at 773-444-8432. Again, that's 773-444-8432. And ask for Marie. We'll do anything to get you hot or cold.
Do you or your organization need space for an event? Call the Quarry Event Center at 2423 East 75th Street in Chicago for your parties, banquets, award ceremonies, repasses, concerts, and business seminars. Available 7 days a week. Now under new management. Call us at the Quarry at 773-663-2557. That's 773-663-2557.
Do you need to borrow money to buy or fix a house? Call Spartan Holdings, LLC, Real Estate Investment and Consulting. We'll help you build your individual and corporate credit so you can get the money you need to pay for whatever you want, from home improvement to business equipment. I'm John Worthy, CEO of Spartan Holdings, LLC, a veteran-owned business. Call us at 773-869-5805. Again, that's 773-869-5805, or you can reach me via email at SpartanHoldingsLLC, the number 64 @gmail.com. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Beloved, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family on Saturdays from 12 noon to 2 p.m. with a brand new show entitled Women Entrepreneurs International. Women Entrepreneurs International empowers women to be financially free by starting their own home-based business. I look forward to being with you Saturday, 12 noon. Call in 515-605-9325. We, WEI, we are the answer.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us this morning on The Female Solution, Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks, Monday morning mindfulness to start your week off with a mindfulness stress relief. And April is Stress Relief Month. And thank you for joining us this morning. If you'd like to call in, 515-605-9325 and press 1 when you'd like to speak. Today's topic is driving. Excuse me, I keep saying driving because that's what we usually say. We've made a term out of it. It's drinking coffee while black. Where can we just sit and relax and enjoy a cup of coffee or tea? I'm a tea drinker, without the fear of racial injustice. Once again, the nation is in an uproar after a video that went viral of two black men being arrested at a Starbucks for just sitting. Is this the new criminal offense, drinking coffee while black? Today we are exploring the possibilities of what that means and why it keeps triggering irrational fear in police, making them seek to criminalize innocent black people. Many blacks are fearful that police, just because of the irrational behavior that too often makes them attack blacks first and ask questions later. And this is the kicker here. The police department in Philadelphia stands by their officers. How should this matter have been addressed by the African-American police sergeant in Philadelphia who defended the officers for their offensive behavior? Now, when I saw the video, I was outraged, but I was even more outraged when I saw the sergeant defending the officers' behavior. It took me back to a place that I didn't want to visit. And it made me think about a time when I just started my career as a public speaker, and I had a contract with the Cook County Department of Corrections. And I had to speak to the officers at, on Maywood, near First Avenue and something. I can't remember the exact location, but my responsibility was to assist the officers in not only observing their behavior, but to question their behavior, why they treated inmates, people who are incarcerated, in the manner in which they do. And after listening to them, I discovered that that is the protocol in which they are under when they take that badge and become an officer. In other words, you can't play this game if you don't go and follow the rules. So many of them were just going along to get a check. And I understood that. But I also understood that they were living in fear, as most officers are, because it is my understanding, I have family who are on the police force and other officers, and I hear them repeatedly say that they cannot wait until they retire because it has become a madman's place in the world. And just to go back for just a moment, before I had that speaking engagement, I knew absolutely nothing about the criminal justice system. So I had to do my homework. And during that research, and the internet was not as, I'll put it like this, the information was not as available. There was not as much information 20 years ago as it is now. There's just a plethora of information here. It's just all over the place. But in that research, I discovered how the police was formed. And it is my understanding from the research that I did that the police were formed as a unit, as an extension of the Ku Klux Klan. What? Yes. Because the police was formed to watch out for runaway slaves, to keep those intact for the benefit of the wealth of the slave owners. We cannot have the slaves running away, because if they do, we have no business. And that's how this country was built. Moving forward hundreds of years, we have a police force in which African Americans are joining, and they know nothing of the history of the police force. Now, remember sometimes when you go on Facebook or on Messenger, on social media, and someone will send you something and they say, hurry and read this and share it before it's deleted? So do not be surprised if you go to the internet and you look for the information that I just shared with you and it's not there. Because the powers that be, if they care, and they probably don't, they don't want you to know this. And if you do, their thinking is, well, there's nothing you can do about it because we run things and things have been this way for some time, and they will continue to be this way because they are who they are and we are who we are, and we run things, and they've become complacent. And we feed them fear constantly 24/7 via radio, television. If you look at television, you will see how we are bombarded with shows from let me be mindful of how I say this. Television shows that make us immune to death. How many television shows have you seen lately that have police characters? I would guesstimate there are 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 sitcoms, dramas, or whatever you want to call them, they are on. And it's all a form of mind control to keep us immune to what's going on, to what's happening, because we have become a society that we are afraid to speak out because we may be harmed, killed, maimed, or our loved ones done the same to. If this incident has you thinking about what you can do, we'd love to hear from you this morning. We'd love to hear your thoughts on how this situation can be remedied. Because today, it's a man. Tomorrow, it could be you. And what will you do? Who will you call? In Chicago, will you call a local newspaper that is funded and owned by the powers that be? And 9 times out of 10, your story will never make headlines because you just aren't that important. You're not a Kennedy, a Rockefeller, a Rahm, an Emanuel, or a Jones or a Lewis that's in the news, that's prominent. You're just not that important. So what will you do?
You know what I would like to suggest, and and for those who are listening in and have a thought, we want you to call in and weigh in. We've got Minister Plump on. We'll bring him on in a second. We want you to call in on this because we really need a network of people that are willing to put these stories out. But then after we see it on Facebook or whatever, we have to have an action plan so that we don't just get angry and then internalize the anger and fear and stress and then do nothing, because that doesn't change the situation. But we want you to call us 515-605-9325 and press 1 to get your thoughts on this idea. First of all, I did, and I'm going to see if I can find him. There's a young man who invented an app for police brutality where you can press a button and immediately whatever encounter you're going on will be recorded live on Facebook, and it'll also be sent, I believe, to the police department so they can see what is happening with their officers. And I think also, I'm going to check this out at the break and see also where it goes, but I think it also goes to the to one of the investigative organizations. I'm not sure if it's ACLU or whatever, but I know that he has invented an app, and I think he's, in his late teens, early 20s, young man, and probably, somebody who's had enough encounters where he is tired of it. So this is how you what they say, take lemons and make lemonade. He was inspired to create a means to address this and stop the abusers in their tracks, using the cell phone, which becomes our weapon of defense against wrongdoing officers. And so once this is exposed, and I think it's a great app that he has created, but the question is, what plan of action are we going to have so when officers are committing these questionable acts and endangering lives of citizens many times, because sometimes they're trying to provoke you to react so they can have an excuse to arrest you, because they have an arrest quota that they have to meet. So it has nothing to do with you doing wrong. They're trying to make a ticket quota and arrest quota and all of these things that they do in the black community, which causes so much conflict. But we have to have a plan of action on how we're going to deal with it. And I think that there has to be a public shaming of officers who do this, with their names and their badge number. Just like they post criminals, wanted, we need to do this to those who are violating the public trust. Even if the police department says, well, we're going to give them paid leave, or we're investigating, we're going to keep them on the streets, we need to shame them off that force. And that means all of our publications, all of our websites, posting these people as and maybe give it a title, something like, betrayer of public trust, or something that we can't trust you anymore because you're doing things that show that you're really just a bully in a uniform. So we have power collectively as a people, and we need to remove their anonymity, because there'll be when let somebody black do something, and their face and their name and their mama's name, everybody else all over the internet. But if an officer that's wrongdoing does something, they'll try to shield his identity, or they'll have, he's a good family man. They do all of these things to pump him up. Well, you know what? If somebody does wrong, we need to shame them publicly. And one of the things, and we're looking to bring on the head of National Newspaper Publishers Association tomorrow, Dorothy Lavelle. We need to have a collective strategy on public shaming of officers who do wrong, so that they just they resign, or get a desk job, do something, but get off the streets, because we have alerted the world that you are a menace to society. We cannot trust you. You have violated the public trust. We don't care about, we're going to investigate first. No, we're going to blast you, because, and it's not to say we don't want police to do their job, but your job is not to harass and humiliate people and falsely accuse and arrest them. That's not what we hired you for. We hired you to protect and to make sure those who are doing wrong are stopped from hurting others. So when the police act like they got to drag their feet when it comes to doing things to address the wrongdoing officers, we have the power of social media. That's why it's called social. You know, it's the way that we as a society can regulate behavior of those among us who have violated principles. And so this is what I propose, is that to get the, you know, that when things happen and you've got your phone, and even before you get a chance to download this app that this young man has created, you've got your cell phone. You know, you've got the means to send things out, post on Facebook, send out on Messenger, blast these people, everybody else share it, and really give these officers the public shaming that they deserve massively, and demand that they resign. Just, you know, we want you to resign. We are not going to, and if you don't resign, then we're going to sue the, and I believe one of our callers, Pianki from St. Louis, suggested that we sue the insurance company that insures this officer. And once the company is sued for that person's transgressions, they become uninsurable. Therefore, they're forced to resign, because we want people who have a problem to get off the force. You know, whatever your issue is, we need you not to be a police officer, because you can't handle that job, whatever's inside of you. So I think we need to take back our power as a collective and shame these people off the force. Whatever your job is, you need to get another job. We don't want you to be policing our streets. You are dangerous. So that's what I suggest. I think really we need to intensify our response publicly on all of our social media. So when people are doing things that are hurtful in the name of keeping law and enforcing law and all of that, we need to identify them by name, face, badge number, and say, we want you to resign, and say it strong enough and keep the pressure on until they quit. That's my thought.
I think that is an excellent idea.
Well, let's make it happen. Well, we've got some callers we want to take. Yes, shame them off the force.
Shame usually, I hate to say it, but shame usually works very well.
Yes.
Yes, let's go to the phone lines. 515-605-9325. Grand Rising, who do we have on the line?
I think we got first up Minister Plump. And Minister Plum, I want to let you know I did come out to the parade to let us know that it's been rescheduled for next week. So we did get that message, but I want to let you know I did come. I was there. But it did rain.
Hallelujah.
Awful weather, so we understand. I even wore my boots, just had to walk in the rain. So I was.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, Yah Shalom, Ahura. We don't die, we multiply like power forever and ever. Assalamu alaikum, beloved family. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. Alaikum salam.
Yes,
thank you for calling
ma'am.
in this morning, Minister Plum.
Hallelujah. God is in control. You know, God got this, and we can't never go as a people. Sister Naima, you know you're 100%, and we in it with God 110 to win. See, so, you know, we learn respect is everything, you know, and this is how we have to deal with and demonstrate, Sister Naima, you are 110 right. We're going to shame on the devil. In other words, we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. See that? That's another way to put it. And all of those, that's right. See, that's where Brother Plump, they know I'm dangerous. Yes, I am dangerous. And I want them to know I'm dangerous. I mean, they know my M.O. from the streets to Vietnam. See, I told Muhammad Ali back in the day, and I love you, and we love Muhammad Ali, that I am the greatest. However, it's bigger than I am. Jehovah God said, I am that I am. See, in the name of Yahshua, who most know as Jesus Christ, the Black Mahdi, we going to shame the devil because we going to tell the truth on the devil. And the devil has got to flee from the truth, and that's going to become reality. So we did praise God. We recognize God yesterday. We recognize God today. Yesterday it rained. Today it snow. See? And we want the world to know, yes, we did postpone, see, the parade. It was like, for real, it was like a fake rain, see, a fake parade. But the real parade is going to be this Sunday, April 22nd. And see, one of the good things about the Honorable Mayor of Washington, we celebrate the whole month, not just on his birthday, April 15th. And this year is different. We're celebrating with my beloved mother, Flora Mae Cole Plump. And she was nothing but love. So God is the greatest. God is love. We're going to be still back in the day. We're going to be right down to the modern time, understanding no justice, no peace. See? So we're going to have justice. Justice means 23, abundance of blessings. Sister Naima, you know you are a 23, but we're free. Zelda, you know you are a twin, and we in it to win. Yes,
Amen.
Yes, we can. See, they don't know like I know. Yes, we can came from Black Power. That's how President Barack Obama won. We did the music for President Barack Obama. We did the music for the greatest civil rights leader, Dr. Reverend Prophet Martin Luther King Jr. We did the music from the Honorable Mayor Harold Washington. And we're going to keep the music up front because it's a way of life that we can champion our problem. Yes, the police is a problem, and we're going to be about the solution. The female solution is one part of the solution, but we're going to also be about the black male solution. Is a complementary to the female solution. So remember the song Naima and Zelda, they said brothers gonna work it out. Remember that song? Yeah. See, now it's gonna be brothers and sisters gonna work it out. Men, women, and children gonna work it out. Because see, Sister Zelda, you are Zelda Speak. You know, you are a she-ro. You are a 23 she-ro. Naima, we still celebrate your birthday because it's all in it, and we in it to win, and you are she-ro too. Y'all twins started it out for us for April 15th, 22nd. That's going to be Sunday. Is that on the calendar, right? April the 22nd? We checked out the 7-day weather report, Naima, and it said sunny. It's saying it's going to be dry, and it's going to be 50 degrees, and we want everybody to come out there. We want everybody, black, white, red, brown, and yellow. See, they're standing for God, standing for justice, standing for some peace, love, and unity to help stop the violence in the community. Mayor Washington said we must pump the whole community. So we pumping it up in peace, love, and unity. We fighting for freedom, justice, equality, and economics. And we going to share nothing but success. And success breeds success in the principles of 277 plus 23 is black power without the violence. Black power without the guns. Black power without the killings. See, so we own that, like peace, love, and unity help stop the violence, robbing, stealing, and the shooting, and the killing, and help save our children. You know, Baby, Ray, and She-Ray children, they my children. But when they come out there, they better act right, because we the community. We the children, we the people, and we the world. And that means we the police. And the police ain't gonna do us no harm because we got God on our side. So we're going to let the people know this is how we're going to ride. We ride like this forever because it's the right parade activity. and it's the right people with the right, and let the right follow the right. We ain't going with the wrong, you know. This is the 24th Annual Classic Historical Parade, and for more information, brothers and sisters, go to the HaroldWashingtonFoundation.org or call me direct because they need a job or want to get started in their business at 312-671-2773. And we're going to be right there, too, for the peace. The other peace community on April the 21st is that World Peace.
28th, the peace walk. Yeah, so we'll have them on the show to talk about that. Yes, the 28th, the peace walk downtown, starting at I believe it starts at Buckingham Fountain, I think. So yes, we'll make sure
we're going to support that too. We're going to support every organization, every business, every corporation, every nation that really desire to promote peace with us. So it ain't going to be no fuss, it ain't going to be no cuss, ain't going to be no disrespect when it comes to us. Everyone must respect, dead or alive. Harold Washington is a winner, see, and he put aside the jive in life. He didn't play with the Betholiac 29. See, he let them know they had to. That's right. See, so Brother Plump, we gonna keep it real, like Reverend Dr. Al Sharpton say. We gonna keep it real now, baby. And we love you. Thank you so much. Here, God bless your heart.
So
we're gonna see y'all on April the 22nd at 1 o'clock, same place. 5531 South Drive.
South King Drive. Thank you so much, Minister Plump. We will see you there, and thank you for sharing this morning. A thought just occurred to me, Naima, this morning. If American blacks, what we have been called, has the black buying power at $1.2 trillion, I wonder how much that would affect Starbucks if black people boycotted Starbucks. Because the manager at Starbucks had to make that call for the police to show up. No one in the cafeteria, the cafe, called the police. The manager of Starbucks called the police.
Well,
how much of an effect would we have? Yeah, let's find out from our callers, but let's take a commercial break.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's on the hearts of people, so let's talk about it when we come back. You might have to find another place to get your morning coffee. All right.
Are you constantly arguing with your spouse? Are your children misbehaving and acting out? Is someone in your family abusing drugs? Have you been the victim of domestic violence? Are you grieving over the loss of a loved one? Let us help you restore serenity to your life. At Serenity Family Social Services, we understand that good mental health is the result of emotional well-being. Our goal is to assist you and your family in removing emotional distress and restoring harmony and balance to your lives. We offer individual, couples, and family counseling. I'm Howard Williams, CEO of Serenity Family Social Services. Call us today at 312-315-4820. That's 312-315-4820.
Are you ready to take charge of your health? Hi, this is Beata, your holistic life coach, and I'll be joining the Female Solution family every Friday morning to assist you in your journey to abundant health. Together, we can reduce the stress, which most health professionals agree is a major contributor to disease. Every Friday, I'll be sharing the knowledge I've gained from over 20 years in the holistic health field. The word holistic simply means taking into consideration mind, body, and spirit to balance and heal your human self. I am truly excited to be able to serve you on The Female Solution.
Are you having challenges with your 2-year-old who has suddenly discovered they have a free will and has learned to tell you no? Are you having challenges with your 8-year-old who has suddenly learned how to tell untruths in order to avoid punishment? Are you having challenges with your 13-year-old who has suddenly realized that they know everything and you know nothing? Parenting is a challenge. Our children are here to learn and grow in understanding so that they can reach their highest creative potential and contribute to a new world of peace and harmony. To do our part as their teachers and protectors takes wisdom, patience, and skill. Join me, Naima Latif, and facilitator Mark Shahid on the Parenting and Family Reconstruction Learning Lab every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time on American Muslim 360 Blog Talk Radio. Tune in at www.blogtalkradio.com/American Muslim 360. Call in with your questions at 515-605-9891. That's 515-605-9891. Spare the rod. Love the child.
Hi, this is Maika, and I want you to join me every Thursday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And let's talk about it. There are so many interesting things to talk about, and we have many thought-provoking discussions. We have amazing guests on the show, and you'll find real transparency, a really peaceful environment, also a healing environment as we do EFT and other healing modalities to bring ourselves into congruence and balance. It's also a child-friendly environment. And we have an open mic. All you have to do is press 1 to be heard and to say what you have to say. No fear, no fake, real truth. That's what you'll find on my show. Visit our archives at The Female Solution on Blog Talk Radio and listen to past discussions that are intriguing. Call 505-615-9325. Invite a friend and listen in, and I'll see you then on Blog Talk Radio. Let's talk about it with Maika every Thursday.
Grand Rising, and thank you for staying with us here on The Female Solution. Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks. Our topic today is drinking coffee while black. Will you be arrested next for sitting in a cafe drinking your tea because the manager thought that you shouldn't be there? Well, black folks spend $1.2 trillion in this economy. We keep this economy booming. So why are we treated less than? Question is, should we boycott Starbucks? That's the question that's on the table. 515-605-9325. Would love to hear your comments and suggestions. I am not a Starbucks drinker. I very seldom go to Starbucks, but every now and then, if I've got a few minutes to spare and I need to sit and just gather my thoughts, I'll go in and have a cup of tea. And I look around me and I see faces that look like me and I see faces that don't look like me. And I have never been in a situation where sitting in a Starbucks, I've seen an incident such as this. And in this country, our value as a human being is not taken seriously. We are still seen as subservient, and in some cases, many cases, we act subservient or less than because we don't realize who we are. We don't know who we are. We don't know the power and the strength that we have. And some of us have failed to share the struggles that we have had in order to be in this country, to remain in this country, because the powers that be could care less. You know, they don't really want us here, but as long as we're here, let's work them to death. Make them work until they're 65, when the retirement age used to be 55, because 9 times out of 10, 5 years after retirement, they're going to die anyway. And my brother, Patrick Bradley, bless his heart, who made his transition December 31st, retired ComEd engineer, draftsman, who helped redesign the S-curve in Lakeshore Drive, State Street, and Sears Tower, retired, and 5 years later, he's gone. And they know this.
Yes.
It's planned that way. It's planned that way. So the question is, should we boycott? And what do you think that will do? 605-9325. What do you think, Dr. Lateef?
Well, you know, I think that that's one of those collective actions that we should make happen right away. We've got some callers on the line, want to weigh in on this and certainly get their thoughts. Let's go to 5173, and then we're going to go to 3373 and then we're going to go to 1218. We've got our sister Beata. But let's go first of all to 5173 and get your thoughts on, the question's on the table. Should we boycott Starbucks? Give us your name, where you're calling from, and your thoughts.
L.A., calling from Central Florida.
All right.
On a different number today. I might have a different twist on this because I'm just like tuning in. First on the possibility of boycotting, if I see boycotting probably different than most. I don't believe in protesting, marching, and all that stuff. The way I would suggest boycotting, either buy a Starbucks franchise or a competing franchise that sells coffee, or start your own brand, call it Ebony Coffee or Chicago Coffee or Orlando Coffee, whatever name you come up with. But start your own brand as a form of, that's what I would call boycotting.
Amen. I agree.
Next thing would be, as far as the way I'm reading the situation, because we're going to do a law study group on this in about an hour or so. I got my podcast, It's My House, basically grew out of the problem I had with a trespasser myself. I had a house sitter that became a trespasser. And if you look up in all 50 states, the legal definition, which is on the books, for criminal trespassing, if a person gives you notice orally or in writing to leave your private property, and that Starbucks in Philly was private property, if you do not comply, that's trespassing. If you call the police to get involved and you do not comply, once again, it's trespassing. A private owner of a house or a private business is not obligated to give you a reason why. I don't know the backstory on why they were asked to leave, but if you're asked to leave, the person that owns that private property or their signs is legally not obligated, because it's not a private kind of industry. So in my case, with the trespasser that I had on my private property, it cost me over $20,000 in 3 years just to fight that.
Wow.
Because they knew the system.
Wow.
And the person that I had in my house was a professional trespasser. So you have professional trespassers that do this. So just to end it up, like I say, people can go check. I mean, for the incident in Philly, go to the code book. There's civil trespassing and there's criminal trespassing. It took me, like I say, I spent like over $20,000 in training. Had I read, and here's the embarrassing thing to me. I can walk to a library from the house where they trespass. I can probably walk there in with a half hour. I can probably drive there in about less than 10 minutes. Catholic University Law Library in D.C. D.C.'s got the library. It's so simple. These days you can even look online. But trespassing, once again, go look at the definition in any state that you're in. In this case, we're talking about the state of Pennsylvania, where Philly is. If a person asks you to leave your private property, it could be your home, your condo. Let's say you own some type of commercial business, but you own it. It's a privately held business. If you ask that person to leave, you are not obligated by the law to give them any reason why. And if they don't comply, and you can call the police, and if you don't comply with what the police ask you to do, then you run a high risk of getting charged with criminal trespassing. Like I say, it took me over, probably if you add it up, probably took me over $70,000 to learn that. And like I say, I was on the private owner end of it because I didn't know how to defend against it. That's my comment.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing that information this morning.
Oh, and tell us again before you go, because your show comes on right after the Female Solution. Give us the call-in.
Yeah, it comes on about 30 minutes after the Female Solution, 9:30 Central Standard Time, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. It's my house. The call-in number is 619-768-2945. And today, what we're going to do is we're going to do a law study group on it. We're actually going to go to the code book, the black letter law, not what we think, not what we feel. We're going to the black letter law, and we're going to look at what constitutes civil trespassing according to the law, and what constitutes criminal trespassing according to the black letter law on the books that legislators put into practice, not us.
Okay. Is that blogtalkradio.com, It's My House?
It'll be Blog Talk Radio Solar Landlord.
Landlord?
Yeah, Solar Landlord. But if you get the Blog Talk and you put in It's My House, it'll pop up.
So now, let me get that number again, 619-768-2946.
2945.
2945?
And that's 9:30.
Yeah, Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time, which is Chicago time. Well, and what was your name, sir?
L.A. Davis.
L.A.?
Yeah, like Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. And what was your last name?
Davis, D-A-V-I-S.
Davis. Well, thank you so much for calling in this morning, L.A. Davis, and sharing that information. I think that is an excellent idea. You can show them better than you can tell them because, like you said, the marches, what does it do nowadays? We've got to do something different. If you want something different, you got to do something drastic, and I think that is a drastic move. We can really show some headway by doing something of that nature. So thank you very much, and I will be tuning into your show this morning, It's My House, because we need to know. There's things we need to know, and we may have never known if you had not called in and shared that this morning. So thank you so much for calling.
Yes. Yeah. You know, one thing I'd like to propose also, because I'm sure there's a coffee company out there. I'm sure there's a coffee house out there that we could focus our buying on. So I'm going to do some research and find out somebody whose business we can invest in and promote as we withdraw our dollars from Starbucks, and with the intention, like he said, of empowering someone else to replace them And so I think this is a grand opportunity for somebody out there who's in business, who's got a coffee shop, who may not be as well known as Starbucks, but with our shift of enthusiasm, we could certainly empower them to replace Starbucks. And I think that's a very powerful, empowering this suggestion that he made, that we should work on making a reality and demonstrating that that the price of disrespect for us, and he's right, they're within their legal rights to ask these people to move. People don't have to serve you if they don't want to. They can make you leave. If you refuse, they can call the police. So everybody's legally correct. But we have to decide that we're going to demonstrate, if you disrespect us, we're going to take our money from you, and you will feel the pain of our withdrawal of economic support from you, and our replacing you with another business. So rather than us marching and everything, asking for an apology and all that, we don't care about an apology. We're putting you out of business. That's what we're going to do.
Amen.
And I think that's the best way to handle this. So thank you, definitely.
Thank you. Excellent idea. Excellent idea. And, there are a lot of, independent contractors, for lack of a better word, entrepreneurs. I cannot tell you how many new coffee, multi-level marketing organizations that have popped over the last several years. I know that Dorothy Brown is one of them, or someone in her camp has one. Where I can't think of the name of the coffee, but there are a lot of coffee resellers that are on the market who are making headway into this coffee business, because it's $1 billion business. I mean, who would have ever thought that somebody would pay $8 for a cup of coffee? I know I certainly wouldn't. I don't even drink coffee, and I have a hard time paying $2 for a cup of tea, because I know I can get a box of tea for $2. And quiet as it kept. Go ahead.
Doesn't Caramel DeBron have a coffee company?
Yes,
we need
she does. Yes, she does.
Well, that's next step.
Yes.
You've heard of next.
Excellent idea.
Starbucks replacement. Well, we got a couple of callers. I guess I need to be quiet so I can get in. First, we got Beata, and then Rashida. I guess we'll have an opportunity to hear from them before we go. So, Beata, you're up.
Good morning, sisters. How are you?
Grand Rising, my sister.
Grand Rising. I watched that video yesterday, and I was just really surprised how well the police handled it. And from the information I saw is that these guys did not order any coffee, tea, water, anything. They're just sitting there, and from what I understand, the manager asked them to leave because they hadn't ordered anything. So to me, that was a legitimate request, and my question was like, okay, why don't you just buy a bottle of water? But their response evidently was, well, we're waiting for someone. So as someone, I've managed a retail store for almost 5 years, and I totally understand that you're going to have bad managers in a big corporation like Starbucks. You're always going to have these managers that don't know how to handle situations. And then but in my vision, these guys created a situation by not complying with her request that if you're going to sit here, you have to buy something. That seemed to me a reasonable request. Go buy a bottle of water or something. That's what I do. And Starbucks is like a place where people hang out to get to know people. It's a social environment. We have Starbucks all over where I live, and I notice they have tables outside, and people sit there all day smoking, drinking coffee, talking. So they've created this social environment where people love to go to just to hang out and read a paper, drink some coffee. So I don't know why these guys didn't just buy something. Like L.A. say, I'm piggybacking off what I totally agree what he said. They needed to know the law. You're trespassing, so why don't you avoid a situation by just buying a bottle of water. That would have solved the whole thing. Buy a bottle of water, drink the water while you're waiting for your friend. And then, but I thought the police handled it rather well. When I watched the video, I'm like, they're being very calm, which usually doesn't happen. And those guys were very calm. So I think the whole thing turned out well. But Starbucks offered an apology because they know they had a bad manager. In my opinion, they had a manager who didn't know how to handle that situation well to create that. But then the guys had some guilt, in my opinion, as well. Like L.A. say, if you don't know the law, you're trespassing. Go buy a cup of tea or some water or something. So we have to be aware, I think, of situations where we might, in fact, be breaking the law, and then take actions to prevent what happened. And in my opinion, people like Amazon are the ones we need to boycott. These giants like Amazon are making small businesses lose money, because they're the giant monster in the picture that's sucking out all the money from the community when it should really be going to some small business in the community. So that's my comment. Sorry it's so long, but I just had to get that out.
Well, we appreciate you getting that out. We've got
yes.
What's our other sister on the line?
Rashida. Yeah, Rashida, you got about 45 seconds. So.
Yeah. Grand Rising, thank you for joining us.
Grand Rising, I'm thinking that Banana did exactly right. You know, also, if it's your place and you ask somebody to leave, then it's only right that they humble themselves and move on, or do what you suggest in your place. Another thing about franchises is that I think that we need more black franchises, not buying into somebody else's trademark or market, but to open our own. So I hope one day that you all on one of your shows could have somebody to teach or to speak on how to start a marketable franchise, not buying into someone else's franchise and putting it in the poor, blighted communities for the consumers, but somebody start their own. For example, I have a chicken product. I know everybody's not going to buy it because people are vegetarian, but it's very healthy and nutritional. It's coming on the market. I would like to know, how do I get my product into the vending, have my own vending machine and employ people to do service, as well as have it where investors can buy franchise into my product. If someone could teach that, that would help a lot, because all these McDonald's, and they don't even have bars up to their windows, and they don't even get broken windows, and Starbucks and those franchises. We respect those people. But if you have a black business, you won't find a board up or a gate up to the window. So if it's possible, I would love to participate in that program if you all can pull that off.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling and sharing that this morning. It looks like you've got a little research to do, a little homework, because the information is available on the Internet. Thank you so much for joining us today on Higher Learning with Zelda Speaks on the Female Solution. For your Monday morning mindfulness, if you didn't get a chance to hear the whole show, it is available in the archives. You can contact me during the week at zeldaspeaks.com. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next Monday morning mindfulness session. And be sure and set those DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19 and 24/7 on the World Wide Web, higherlearningnetwork.org. We'll see you next week, same place, same time. And if you'd like to contact me during the week, 312-409-6619 or Zelda at zeldaspeaks.com. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakkur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.